Hey YouTube! So this past weekend I was in Nashville. I went to go get my hair cut. No, that is one thing I did in Nashville, and I really liked how it turned out. Apparently my hair was really in need of it, according to my stylist. I hadn't gone in probably 6-8 months, something like that. So yeah, but had a lot of fun in Nashville. Kind of lost my voice a little bit from staying out late. Everything like that. But I did want to make a video because I've seen some questions, sort of around some timing kind of questions, and I just wanted to try to address some of that. And so first, some people will kind of say, well, when should I come out to people, and when should I start taking hormones? And the answers to all these questions really is whenever you're ready. But to give you some sort of guidance, I guess, you can take hormones for a really long time before people will notice. In most cases, there are some people who, once they start taking hormones, boobs will basically pop out overnight. They're the lucky ones, and I think they're probably rarer than people like myself who take a long time to get very little results up there. But the people you interact with on a daily basis are really going to have trouble noticing the changes anyway, because they see you all the time. So your coworkers, your friends, whatever, they're not going to know you're on hormones until you tell them, or you wait long enough, or you get good enough results. And so that kind of buys you more time to have some of those discussions, if you want or if you need. And one point where a lot of people transition, where I actually transitioned, was when I got to sort of that androgynous in-between phase and spent enough time in it. And so it was actually kind of the point where about 50-50 I was getting gendered male versus female. And people would give me really funny looks out on the street because I guess they had trouble gendering me, which kind of throws the brain for a loop. And so that's around the point where I did it, but even though I started presenting female, I wasn't necessarily full-time. There were still some times when I would be kind of down in the dumps or whatever about being trans, and just go out in boy mode because I could still pass in boy mode. But that also creates kind of a double-edged sword in itself, because then you're feeling bad about being trans, and part of the reason is you're not getting the full female experience, in my opinion. By spending time in boy mode and then spending time in girl mode, you're having to go between the two. It's totally different signals that you get from society, probably from your own reflection. There's just so much more going on when you're kind of going back and forth, to where eventually it does make sense to just get rid of the boy clothes. That's what I started doing, was donating them, and then it gives you less and less of sort of choices to actually use, unless you want to go out and spend more money. I'm sorry, I really kind of lost my voice, I guess. But yeah, that is probably, in a nutshell, I think, kind of how to react. Don't worry too much about everybody finding out if you take hormones. Those coming out discussions are, however they're going to end up is however they're going to end up. I think that being on hormones for a while maybe can help sell the fact that this is for real, because a lot of people's natural reaction is to try to talk you out of it. But if you can say, well, I've already been on them for a few months, and like I know the difference in how it makes me feel, even if how I look hasn't changed that much, like it's more convincing, I guess, if even though I don't think you need to be convincing when you have that discussion, it certainly doesn't hurt. Not getting washed out by the light. But I think the big thing is really to just not worry about it that much. Like, you've already gone through the really hard part of making the decision to do these things. And I know that some people, like, I'm personally somebody who loves to wing it. Like, when I travel, even abroad, like, I don't like to have plans. I like to just sort of figure things out as I go. And that worked really well for me for the most part with my transition. And so, like, take hormones. If you like them, continue to take them. Then you can have those coming out discussions. Then you can start thinking about, well, when should I actually make changes to my presentation? And then when should I sort of make those changes permanent? So do that all the time. So go from part-time to full-time. And you'll get some cues from society. You'll get some cues from yourself. And then, like, it's really pretty pretty simple, I guess. What is going on? But yeah, that's it. Leave some more questions in the comments. If I didn't get to your question, I'm honestly not trying to leave you out. I just forgot. I get a lot of them, and then sometimes I'll be like, oh, this is a great idea for a video. And then I go to bed and I wake up and it's gone. So feel free to message me, whatever. And if you don't see me talking about it, then just continue to ask. But yeah, that's it, and I will talk to you guys later this week.